September brings a dramatic clash of seasons with volatile weather sweeping across the U.S. From a strengthening tropical storm in the Atlantic to a rare flood threat in Southern California, the nation faces a spectrum of hazards. In the east, hurricane season intensifies. In the west, remnants of a Pacific storm threaten deserts with flooding. The Midwest braces for severe storms, while the Pacific Northwest prepares for its first mountain snows. Each region faces unique, impactful conditions in the coming days. We'll break down the major threats: tropical storms, floods, severe weather, and temperature swings, so you can stay informed and safe. Major weather changes are here, affecting millions from coast to coast. Let's dive into the details, starting with the active Atlantic and a tropical storm targeting Bermuda. Tropical Storm Gabrielle is our main concern in the Atlantic right now, drawing the attention of meteorologists and residents alike. This powerful system has been steadily churning over the open ocean, gathering strength and energy as it moves. With its broad cloud bands and well-defined center, Gabrielle is a classic example of how quickly tropical storms can develop and become a threat to land. Currently, Gabrielle is battling significant wind shear, which is temporarily limiting its intensification. However, as the storm tracks northwest, it's expected to move into an area of warmer sea surface temperatures and lighter upper-level winds. These conditions are much more favorable for strengthening, and forecasters are watching closely for signs of rapid intensification over the next 24 to 48 hours. Forecasts now indicate Gabrielle will likely reach hurricane status by Monday, potentially becoming a Category 1 hurricane with sustained winds exceeding 75 miles per hour. This upgrade in strength means the storm could bring even more dangerous conditions to areas in its path, especially as it approaches populated regions. Bermuda sits directly in the projected path of Gabrielle, putting the island at risk for strong winds, pounding surf, and torrential rainfall within the next few days. The threat of coastal flooding and power outages is real, and local authorities are urging everyone to stay informed and take the storm seriously. Even a slight westward shift in Gabrielle's track could bring hurricane-force winds directly over the island, increasing the risk of damage to homes, infrastructure, and the environment. It's a situation that requires close monitoring, as small changes in the storm's path can have major consequences for Bermuda. Residents should begin preparing now for possible direct impacts. This means securing outdoor furniture, checking emergency kits, and making sure you have enough food, water, and essential supplies to last several days. Early preparation can make a significant difference in safety and comfort during and after the storm. After passing Bermuda, Gabrielle is expected to curve north and then northeast, steering away from the U.S. mainland. This turn is good news for the East Coast, as it means the threat to the continental United States is minimal. However, the storm will still be closely watched as it moves through the Atlantic, as changes in its path are always possible. While the U.S. is out of immediate danger, Gabrielle serves as a stark reminder that hurricane season is at its peak. The Atlantic remains very active, with several other systems being monitored for potential development. Now is the time for all coastal communities to review their hurricane plans and stay vigilant. The Atlantic remains active, and Bermuda must stay alert. Residents should continue to monitor official updates and be ready to act quickly if conditions change. Staying informed and prepared is the best way to stay safe during hurricane season. We'll continue to monitor Gabrielle's progress closely and bring you the latest updates as the situation develops. Stay tuned, stay prepared, and stay safe as we track this powerful storm together. As Gabrielle churns in the Atlantic, drawing the attention of meteorologists and coastal communities alike, another potential threat is quietly taking shape thousands of miles to the east. While all eyes remain fixed on Gabrielle's progress, a new system is beginning its journey, reminding us that hurricane season is a marathon, not a sprint. A fresh tropical wave has just emerged off the west coast of Africa, entering the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean, an area often referred to as the hurricane breeding grounds. This region, known as the Main Development Region, is notorious for spawning some of the most powerful storms in history. Early satellite imagery reveals that this system is already showing signs of organization, with clusters of thunderstorms beginning to rotate and consolidate. As it moves westward, it will encounter warm sea surface temperatures and low wind shear, two key ingredients that can fuel rapid intensification. These warm waters act like high-octane fuel for developing storms, providing the energy needed for a tropical wave to potentially grow into a formidable cyclone. Meteorologists are closely monitoring the system's structure and movement, looking for any signs that it could quickly strengthen. At this early stage, the National Hurricane Center is giving the system a low chance of development over the next 48 hours. However, as conditions become more favorable, those odds are expected to increase, and forecasts will be updated frequently as new data comes in. Computer models are already running simulations, suggesting that this tropical wave could gradually strengthen as it tracks westward, possibly reaching the central Atlantic by next week. The exact path and intensity remain uncertain, but the potential for development is there. It's still too early to predict with confidence where this system will go or how strong it might become. However, some models indicate it could threaten the Lesser Antilles by late September or early October, bringing the possibility of heavy rain, strong winds, and dangerous surf. For residents of the Caribbean, the Gulf Coast and the U.S. East Coast, this is a crucial time to stay alert. Even storms that seem distant can change course or intensify rapidly, leaving little time to prepare. The peak of hurricane season is notorious for producing back-to-back storms, and new threats can emerge with little warning. The atmosphere is primed for activity, and history has shown that September and October can be especially active months. Our team will continue to monitor this developing system around the clock, providing daily updates and expert analysis as the situation evolves. Stay tuned for the latest information and guidance. Now is the perfect time to review your hurricane preparedness plan with your family. Make sure you know your evacuation routes, have emergency supplies on hand, and stay informed through reliable sources. Don't wait until a storm is on your doorstep. Take action now to protect yourself and your loved ones. Stay prepared, stay safe, and keep watching for updates as the season continues to unfold. Southern California is bracing for a rare and potentially life-threatening flash flood event as a surge of tropical moisture, left behind by former Storm Mario, barrels into the region. This influx of moisture is highly unusual for this time of year and is raising serious concerns among meteorologists and emergency officials alike. The area at risk is vast, stretching from Fresno in the Central Valley all the way down to San Diego on the coast, and extending eastward toward Las Vegas. This means millions of people could be impacted by the severe weather, with exceptional levels of atmospheric moisture setting the stage for dangerous conditions. Torrential downpours are expected, especially in the mountains and deserts, where the dry, hard-packed ground is unable to absorb water quickly. This can cause rainwater to rush downhill, turning normally dry washes and canyons into raging rivers in a matter of minutes. Flash flooding and mudslides are a very real danger, particularly in areas recently affected by wildfires. Burn scars left behind by past fires make the soil even less able to soak up water, increasing the risk of sudden, fast-moving debris flows that can threaten homes and roads. Some locations could see an astonishing 2 to 4 inches of rain falling in just a few hours. In places where the rain is most intense, streets and highways could quickly become impassable, and low-lying neighborhoods may experience significant flooding. The threat isn't limited to just one day. The risk of heavy rain and flooding will persist into Friday and Saturday, with the heaviest rainfall gradually shifting northward into central California. Communities that may not be affected at first should remain vigilant as the storm system evolves. Residents across the region should stay alert for official weather warnings and be prepared to act quickly. If you live in a flood-prone area or near a burn scar, have an evacuation plan in place and be ready to move to higher ground at a moment's notice. This is not your typical California rainstorm. Rainfall rates could be extreme and highly localized, meaning some neighborhoods may see little rain while others, just a few miles away, experience dangerous flooding in a short period of time. Make sure you have a reliable way to receive emergency alerts, whether it's a weather app, local news, or a NOAA weather radio. Never attempt to drive through flooded roads. Turn around, don't drown. Even a small amount of moving water can sweep away a car. Taking steps to prepare now, like assembling an emergency kit, securing your property, and knowing your evacuation routes, can make all the difference. Stay safe, stay informed, and remember, preparation today can save lives tomorrow. While California deals with floods, the Pacific Northwest braces for a blast of autumn air and the season's first mountain snow. A deep trough brings much cooler temperatures, making it feel more like late October. Snow levels will drop in the Cascades and northern Rockies, with significant snowfall expected between September 23rd and 29th. Travelers and outdoor enthusiasts should prepare for winter-like conditions in the mountains. This early snow signals the end of the high country summer and brings abrupt, potentially dangerous changes. The same weather pattern fueling this cold snap is driving a heat wave in the central and eastern U.S. The nation is experiencing sharp contrasts: cold and snow in the northwest, heat elsewhere. The fall transition is underway. Be ready for sudden weather changes if you're heading into the mountains. The nation's heartland faces a dynamic storm system set to trigger severe thunderstorms today. The risk zone stretches from Oklahoma City to Des Moines, with the greatest threat near Kansas City. Warm, moist air clashing with a cold front will spark storms capable of damaging winds and large hail. While tornado risk is low, isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out. Storms are expected this afternoon and evening. Stay weather aware and have a shelter plan. Tomorrow, the threat shifts into Illinois and Indiana, with continued potential for damaging winds and hail. This slow-moving system will keep hazardous weather in focus for several days. Even isolated severe storms can be dangerous. Don't let your guard down. We'll keep you updated as storms develop. The same storm system brings a new hazard to the upper Midwest: heavy, persistent rain and flooding. As the system stalls, bands of rain will repeatedly hit areas from Minneapolis to central Wisconsin. Widespread totals over 2 inches are likely, with some spots seeing up to 4 inches. Saturated ground means rapid runoff, increasing the risk of flash flooding and rising rivers. Urban areas and small streams are especially vulnerable. Farmers may face harvest delays, and travel could be disrupted by flooded roads. The heaviest rain is expected from Friday through the weekend. Flooding can develop quickly. Never drive through flooded roads. The entire region from eastern Minnesota to northern Illinois should stay alert. We're monitoring conditions and will issue alerts as needed. The next 2 weeks will feature a dramatic coast-to-coast temperature divide. A strong ridge over the central and eastern U.S. brings a prolonged heat wave, with August-like temperatures from Denver to New York. Record highs are possible, delaying the arrival of true fall for millions. Meanwhile, the West Coast experiences below-normal temperatures and early mountain snow. California will cool down after the tropical moisture passes. This sharp contrast is a hallmark of the changing seasons. The jet stream's amplified pattern locks in warmth for the east and chill for the west. For now, summer lingers east of the Rockies, while fall arrives early out west. As we wrap up, attention shifts to the eastern Pacific, where tropical activity remains high. The waters south of Mexico are primed for new storm development, with another major system likely to form soon. Conditions are ideal for a powerful hurricane, and any storm near Baja California must be watched closely. Another system could develop right behind it, signaling a hyperactive phase in the eastern Pacific. Even storms that stay offshore can bring high surf and dangerous rip currents to coastal areas. This surge in Pacific activity highlights the volatility of mid-September weather. From Atlantic hurricanes to Pacific storms, the nation faces a spectrum of threats. Stay aware, stay prepared, and keep up with the latest updates. We'll be here to keep you ahead of the storm. Stay safe.